Hey chat! Welcome back. Yeah, guess what? This is gonna be a doodle stream. A draw stream even. Here I have my haphazard stable cam set up. It's rested onto a let me see. I'm weighing it down with a coil of tape. Then there's a box from a Xbox One controller, a long box for my new mic, and pretty sure I'm using my phone to hold the hold the camera. So yeah, very jerry rigged, like ridiculous degrees of jerry rigged. But yeah, welcome to the stream, chat. I will set up a quick playlist of music so that I can. So there's stuff to jam to. Hi, shower isn't the place. Yeah, I'm gonna get right to drawing. Just gotta finish my setup, which is gonna be, I'm just gonna add that to the playlist. And, alright. Alright, these can go here. I'm gonna get it to a repeat on a shuffle. Let's start cracking at it. Yeah. So, here's our paint. Here's our to draw list. Now, we have, from what I've managed to amass, these are the drawing suggestions provided to yours truly by you, the honorable chatters, and of course people on the Shirtlight server. We have a suggestion for an ISP from Plants vs Zombies. We have a suggestion for Irene from Desert Rose. Fayuri from Zeta, and a rather abstract. Oh, Amitsu here. Hello, hello there, FTL. Nice to see you here. It's great. Everyone's in here. Oh, that's pretty cool. Anywho, and of course we also have the ZD59 medium tank, as suggested by Kanto last time around. So. Let me just get myself some pictures, and I will get right to the drawing. Alright, so the ZD52, that's some Chinese tank from War Thunder. Okay. Let's see. ISP, I know how it looks. I just don't want to mess up the amount of leaves it has on the back of its head, so I'm just gonna pull my things up, because yeah, I've had a rather haphazard setup, to put it lightly. But yeah, I will get started promptly. So, what's first? Rose. I mean, from Desert Rose. Alright. Okay. Let's get the show on the road then. So, thing number one's probably gonna be the ISP. So let me grab a good picture of it. Now, Snoopy. Yeah, it's called Snoopy, okay? There's a gallery. Oh, there's the HD picture of it. Don't mind if I do. And, we shall start cracking at it. Just gotta zoom it out. Just by a bit. Oh no. Oh no, my paint setup is getting fucky. Give me a second. Alright, there! And we got a good reference picture. Good picture. Especially since it's a, since it's not a bitmap, so I can just do this and all the backgrounds go on. See? There. Alright, now we'll, sketch the first one. The ISP. Alright, you want anything specific with that, that ISP? Or should I, you know, what should I draw it as? Should it be, you know, grilling steaks? Should it be, watching VHSs of Gundam Seed Destiny? Should it be doing its taxes? What should it do? Alright, fuck it. Let's see. Should I start from, because, like, I know the general shape distribution. You start with a circle, you then make this, like, funnel shape, and then you go back to a circle. Of course, you know, the rest of it, but how about... Sorry for not much action happening on screen right now. I appear to be deep in thought as I am attempting to figure out what would be the best way to show an ISP shooter. Like some dynamic, alright? How about... No. I'm gonna start from the bottom, surprisingly enough. I'm gonna start with a very vague shape, since that's pretty much what I generally do. I need to, you know, picture the general outline. That I make a shape that I want to make, and then I, you know, work from it. So. Here the general, already got the little mouth. Probably gonna make the little string go backwards so that it's like in some sort of a firing position and whatnot. I think I pulled it too back. Dang it. Fortunately, even this can be salvaged. One thing that a very valuable piece of advice that I've been given by one of my siblings, who's much better at drawing, is that, you know, a good way to practice is not to go ham with, like, deleting the lines that you botched. Because sometimes you can use it to, you know, kind of perfect what you're trying to make. You know, sometimes it can work as a reference point, sometimes not. And that... Wait, does the camera catch it? Yeah. See, I moved the camera a bit higher up so that it can catch these things, but the downside is that, you know, visibility is at an all-time low. But at least that, you know, takes a catch. Well, it catches most of my workspace. Just that the contrast for it from afar is, well, it leaves a lot to be desired. So, as I was saying, it didn't make it. The neck now looks a bit more natural, a bit less snake-like. Cause like you can certainly make it, you know, snake-like in the sort of the general way of like, you know, you're working with a plant who, well, a plant which, you know, as it grows, it then proceeds to, you know, crawl along the branches. You know, if you look at something like kudzu, you kind of have the rough idea, where it just, you know, wraps around, like, something like that. Like that. So yeah, there's definitely a case to be made for like some serpent-like properties. Like if you look at, you know, vine stalks, for example, that's another a good example. But if I overdo it, that's gonna look bad. So that is why I had the chosen temperance over that, because I think going too ham with it would be a bad idea. However, guess what, chat? Sorry, I'm gonna pull that up a bit closer. Focus, shitty little webcam. Got as a hand-me-down and has served me well, but Lord knows it's very bad at focusing. It's got bigger focus problems than your average ADHD having student, which I fortunately do not suffer from that ailment. I only have the autism. Although apparently, according to the Zoomers, it's supposed to be now Tylenol American, and that the autism is my word, which is fucking weird. But all right, I'll bite. You know, it sounds funny enough. All right, Tylenol American. Oh man. People really do be making that wild shit. Anyways, as you can see, the leaves are very rudimentary at this stage. At which point, I'm just gonna make the other ones in the back a bit more pronounced, so that it looks. Because, like, even in the original game, as you can see, it's like it's a single, you know, stalk of a plant emerging from these leaves. So we can see I've kind of nailed the general shape. Now, what I do is that I go for the eyes now. Made them a bit too close. Fortunately, I, you know, thanks to the generally lower opacity of the lines done by pencil, I can, you know, do minor adjustments without people noticing. Now you're gonna notice it since I brought it up. And now, a little ice. Supposed to be rather unassuming. Although, you know, I think I made the eyes emote a bit too much, but you won't notice yet. Which is a good thing for me, because I can then, you know, make like small adjustments to it without, you know, without being, yeah, I changed that. Alright, let's see. This is where the crystals sort of emerge from the head. See there, I messed up in making the angle on this the way it is. However, at the same time, it only helped me since now I can get creative with how I continue this. Although, yeah, I really should try and the crystals ain't looking too hot so far. They kind of look like some botched petrified leaves, but they're gonna look much better once I'm done with them. Have some faith, chat. Alright, now this one it's kind of supposed to look like a pencil tip or like one of those ink-based pens. I turned it like by 90 degrees so that I have more control over that angle. And now this is where I should probably move like this, sort of crystalline icicle. I mean, it looks like a fucking icicle, so I'll call it an icicle. It's probably, you know. Heck, Mrs. should probably knows a lot more about them pebbles, so could ask her, but yeah. Who knows? Anywho. Basically, what I need to make is just this, like, very rough shape, based on which I'm gonna draw. Because, like, I know it's a bit of a, you know, side note thing. But I'm gonna try and find one armor thing that I drew. Because that's a very good example of it. Where did I put it? Dang. Never mind then. Alright, give me a second. Sorry. I'm looking stuff up on the fly since I kinda forgot. But yeah. If I go for no, that just has only the general outline. It's a bit of a problem. Alright, gonna move the ISP elsewhere. And in its place, it's gonna be a Monster Hunter armor. See this? Oh, crap, it's small. This is still small. This is a bit bigger. But basically, chat, this is what I drew. Looks pretty fancy, don't it? Right? But if you, I do have an early version of it. Although it's gonna take me a while to find, but yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty fancy. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty smooth. And doesn't look as doesn't have the somewhat unclean looking lines that you'd expect it to have. Right? Well, I am not sure where I put it, which kind of I will find it, don't worry. 'Cause it's not there. But oh well. Regardless, sorry for going on these tangents. I'm as you can see, I'm a dead scatterbrained for the stream. But yeah, look at the cool armor for a second. I'm gonna find the version before that, so that I can, you know, explain the ins and outs of the process. That looks like a pretty cool looking armor, right? Here's how the initial draft looked for it looked. Alright. I'm gonna try that again. Since it didn't, unable to copy. Let's try copy link. Copy image from there. So in a very roundabout way, this is see, this is the initial sketch. It looks very rough. It looks very very unfocused, but it has the general shape, right? Right, chat. But you can see, you know, sort of the reference points for both the pose and the shield and so on. And let me pop the finished one in there for a second. There! Looks much better, don't it? See, that was my point. When you're working with a pen, you start with a pencil, you can make things work that way, and it's very, very cool. I really like it. But yeah, back to me sketching the big icy flower. I'm sorry for going on that tangent. That took a bit more time than I wanted it to. Anyways, so I can definitely like make a small crease on that leaf. But yeah. Right. So we got some leaf details. I can certainly try and make this one happen. But yeah, basically, now what I'll do is I'm gonna start inking stuff in. One thing that I really like about ball pens is that they are very consistent in what they do. Meaning that... Why did it pause? Oh, that did. There we go. Now, thing about pens that they're really good for one thing. Unlike pencils, you can be very consistent with them. Like if you have the basic like ballpoint pens, these, which are generally pretty cheap and are somewhat versatile. The really cool thing about these is that, hello, the TJ. Hi, the TJ. And right now I'm yapping and drawing. The really cool thing about this one is that, you know, it's somewhat easy to get a good guess of how much pressure you need for which, you know, for which shade of this blue, this inky blue. Whereas with the ones that are kind of filled, you gotta like cartridges for them. Some of them have only one type of line. If you press too much, it's gonna leak all over the paper and fuck up the drawing. That's what happened to me when I tried drawing a little cat, but instead of a cat, I tried making the texture for its fur, but I didn't end up making surface details. I ended up coloring it in, and that kind of blew, because like the image itself was pretty cool. Now, like if I could say so myself. Now, on we go. You can see I can make this little, I guess, barrel. That's the best way to put it for it. But yeah, that's very much a thing. Gold ship and char uniform Laval. Yeah, that's what Pompey Granite came up with. Like, that I should either draw some sort of tuba themed mech, or draw gold ship and char's uniform. Although the guy didn't really specify whether like Quattro counts or not. But yeah. Let's see. This is the part where I wanted to emphasize the funnel-esque deformation, so I'm once again turning the piece of paper around so that I can have a much better line control. I don't know. Doing it mostly because it comes more naturally to me. I got something special for the next drawing stream meeting. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, you pulled up with a picture of your Destiny Gundam and that I'm supposed to draw it, and it actually didn't look half bad. It just, like, I could have made it look a bit better. Now, regardless though, it kind of has this plum-like shape, and fortunately, as you can see, like, I went around the crystals and it looks like a bit of a mess up. However, it then allows me to make the crystals stick out as if they, were growing on that shape. You probably don't see it as much, but yeah, this is that plant so far. It's looking pretty good, if I may say so myself. Yep. Let's make this little stalk and just hide it in the leaves, because that's what the original ones did as well. Made the leaves a bit heavier than the original one, so hopefully that ain't an issue. But yeah, they're kind of a bit fresher, but should probably keep them jagged too, since even if you're doing things your style, you're still supposed to be kind of kind of beholden to what you're adapting. Otherwise, you're making a shitty adaptation or making something that's very much out there. I mean, even in G-Quacks, even if you don't like the weird skeletonized Zakus, there is definitely some degree of visual callback that, yeah, this is a Zaku. Sometimes you can absolutely pull off like super surreal shit. Like, absolutely, it's just at the same time if you lean way too much into like the experimental area, a lot of people are gonna lose that kind of sense of familiarity, which sometimes might work in your favor, sometimes might not. Please, yeah, I don't know. This is entirely from my experience, so don't take it as gospel. Yeah. I think I made it a bit too jagged, but that's fine. I'm gonna redo the central line since I'm not too happy with it. Alright, that's a much more natural looking one. Let's do like it's very. The downside to me having to color the leaves in, since if I don't, it's gonna mess with the little contrast I have on the monochromatic picture. Is that I kind of get to lose a bit on the outline, but fortunately it gives me an excuse to use some of the straight lines to hide like the repairs, the things and whatnot, so that if other people see it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Whereas I'm like, "Oh, no one saw how much I botched it." Well, that's cool, but I see it, and then I get all self-aware about it. But that is the nature of art itself. I mean, it is trial and error in its very nature, so can't really pontificate on it without breaching too much to the choir. Like, we've all certainly been here. Now, that leaves a bunch more of these leaves. I'm probably gonna stop with the jaggedness. It's not working too well. Or I'm gonna, keep it a bit more reserved. This is the fortunate thing about me making the general silhouette, like not too outlandish. I can always I guess make it work to the best of my abilities. Like this. Yeah. And we've got ourselves a nice and snazzy looking ISP. Now, this looks like a triangle, but actually I'm not gonna make it a triangle. I'm gonna add one more angle so that it looks more like a crystal. It's a very light shading. I don't wanna overpower things. So once I do, it's gonna be way too loud. So right now I'm trying to make like the more weighty lines on the back of it. Well, this needs one more shard. Okay. So start with the general. Move to the side. Okay. I'd say that looks like a good, shard-like shape. It's like not too over the top, yet still like somewhat visible. And that's where I will put this like big shape. I'll do the big standard ones. There we go. I think it's starting to look like an ISP, like a proper looking ISP. Oh, Snoopy, or sorry, I forgot how it was called. So yeah, I used to think it was called an ISP because it spits ISPs at zombies. So yeah, who knows? Honestly, it don't matter as much as, making it look good. Which I will absolutely attempt. So, probably the best thing I can do for it would be to make the inner, I guess the crystalline structure lines look very subtle. That way, when I go shading, it's gonna make them look a lot better. Since they ain't touching nothing. Yeah, this one just be using much heavier lines here. Then one here. Probably should elongate that one. Crap, I made tips touch, which is not good. I suppose, There we go. That doesn't look half bad. This one has just general vague outline thing. This one's like almost entirely shaded, so is this one. So, well, now I could probably just, shade it up. And by applying some shading, it will produce this like higher contrast effect of, the pieces kind of growing on the head of it while remaining rather light, which is a rather important thing if you wanna, draw like this. I'm gonna try and go with very vague lines on this one, since it didn't have super pronounced structure. And yeah, let's make do with this one. Yeah. I'll just this one into a very like almost arch-like shape. And I feel like this thing needs a bit more like convergent lines on this specific leaf. 'Cause this one, cause it looks pretty good. It just needs I'm gonna try and go for this general shape. The reason I'm doing so is that when you're kind of coloring these in, back when you were a little kid, you're taught to color the whole thing in, leave no spots for light. Which I mean, it's not a bad advice for like beginners, but the thing is, there will come a time when you want to express texture, you know. And when you do, it's gonna be a bit more difficult to, work with the little contrast that you've accrued by just filling the background. See? Oh. So got a nice mesh of lines, which makes it look pretty awesome. Ain't that a wonderful looking herb? I think the only thing that it needs is some contrast for the eyes. Just gonna use like very light parallel lines. Well, that looks very very nice. Very expressive. Finishing touch I would probably give it would be like slight, slight emphasizing lines around it. Honestly, didn't come out half bad. I'm not particularly satisfied with this leaf in the back. It's very static and blends into this leaf, but overall didn't look half bad. I'm writing that one is done. So chat, what shall I draw next? Next step should be either Fayuri from now for SD. Okay. Sidelines to proceeds to sideline to read chat. So now for SD Advance, I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth it to trigger the double Zeta extra mission. Actually, it is gonna be worth it. Just beeline it for the Zeta the moment you have. All right, 5 please. Okay, I will, absolutely. There any additional instructions? Like, what should I draw her with? Like, obviously, if you if you want me to draw a pin-up of her, I can't do that on stream, but if you just want her with like a silly propeller hat or I don't know, mowing the lawn, piloting the Memphis, things of that nature. Sure, I can Oh, my OC, I'll send you pic in your DM. Okay, okay, I'll wait for it. Let me see. Someone messaged me on the Discord. Uh, Lee logistics was. Yes, okay. In the meantime, let's draw some silly. Probably on my own maker with my OC. Okay. So mowing the lawn. I see. Digital. Alright. Let me just finish writing this thing and I'll be right back to it. Alright. Still waiting for the OC. The request. Ooh. Okay, what is? Oh, that's just the chick from Refantasio. Or the dude. I don't know. Like I know it's the guy from Refantasio. Well, the John Refantasio. Yeah, that guy. Hi, hello, hi, Melvin Abraham Matthews. Hello. Yeah, I am currently drawing things. And apparently, I am supposed to sketch Fire with the Refantasio looking guy with heterochromia. With John Refantasio. I'm sorry, I just I'm sorry, I haven't played that one. How am I doing? Doing all right. Doing pretty good, man. It's pretty good. All right. Yeah, I know. I just kind of make him my Gundam OC design nowadays. Lamau, okay. Okay. Let's see. So, let me get a good picture of the main character from Refantasio. Okay, protagonist. Oh, he's literally called the John Protagonist. It's like Masterpiece Rare or Yu Kajima or Yu Narukami or John Player. I'm a player. He sure is a player. He looks like a player. Should I make it like his name is Will? Okay. Okay. Make John Refantasio. Yeah, I'm currently reading the DM correspondence that had been provided to me by the person who has requested the silly thing. Okay. In AEUG spacesuit. Okay. So we need John Refantasio. No, that's Makoto Yuki. Who's Makoto Yuki? I'm sorry, I don't. Makoto. Isn't Makoto. No. For a second, I thought about. Oh, Makoto Yuki from. Wait. That ain't the thing I'm looking. Oh yeah, Makoto, the John Persona 3, yes. Why, yes, the brunt of what I know about P3 and P5 is mostly memes. Uh, like I know. Okay, can you give me? Alright, Melvin's writing some, so can you give me ideas on what? Okay, gonna wait for the chats to come in before I weigh in, I suppose. Alright. In the meantime, I'm gonna go look for the AUG pilot uniform, just in case they want like more accuracy. That's the generic uniform, and now for Phi Yuri. All right, that's a good looking one. We have. Oh, that's okay. We have John Refantasio. Gonna set it to like half the size so that I can actually work with it. Ideas to what to post to my channel? Okay. I don't know. Melvin Abram Matthews. What do you wanna orient your channel around? That should probably be the founding question, because I've very little clue about you know what you wanna specialize in. That would it would kind of come in handy if you could enlighten me. You know, if you could. I mean, if you can't, that's fine too. No biggie. Ain't gonna. Hey, you're welcome. Just you gotta be more specific, dude. Because I'm kind of out of my depth if you don't specify. You know. Where are you from? I'm from, well, Central Europe. It's in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere. That's the best way to put it. Not necessarily known for living in a particularly notable country. But anyways. So, yeah, let me think. How should I style those two? Let me say, a uniform. I reckon the spacesuit could be good. Honestly, I could make them like chibi characters. So like this would be where the spacesuit will, for for the Refantasio guy, also known as John Protagonist. Alright, and basically like. But I'm gonna go study for exams. Good luck on your stream. Yeah, best of luck to you too. I know you didn't like really specify like what sort of channel thing you want to get going or do you want to work on. So I'm sorry, you gotta be a bit more specific, but yeah. I'm gonna Gonna try and get these kind of organized. I just need to figure my way around making like very consistent proportions. That's my kryptonite. That's my garlic laced whatever. I honestly don't know. Probably just blocks maybe traveling. Alright. Alright. I mean, look, if you want to get into like making stuff, it's generally good to find your niche. If there's something you enjoy and you enjoy covering, there you go. You just found the perfect Venn diagram of things that could make for good stuff to make content about. Like, you have this one circle and you have this one circle. Basically, this one, the red one, that's gonna be your interests. This one is like stuff you enjoy yapping about. There's probably a bigger intersection, but basically, I'm gonna make it like something more visible. Let's make it gold, yeah. Basically, this spot. Probably you don't see my cursor, but this spot is what you're shooting for. Because like there ain't no sense in making some half-hearted. All right, me I might start after studies by all the best. Okay. Anywho, let us continue. So. Let's see. We got John Fantasia. I could, make John Fantasia with the AUG helmet. So no need to make the. No, actually, let's make. Okay, how would the hair interact though? It's got a headband, so I'm guessing like here. That that makes probably the rest of the face. Looks very, very silly, but probably not too visible, which is what's kind of coming in clutch most of the time. Like my rough sketches they look very bad. I'll flat out admit it, they're not the best. But yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to shoot for is I'm trying to get the general gist of the shape. So, which I can then, extrapolate into the thing. I think this is how, like, this is kind of the expensive how the hair would interact, and of course, so you have the hairline, you have like this thing. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. I want to move the bangs here. And the eyebrows are kind of here. This is where the eyes would go. Which, I mean, not the worst rough sketch, but I can definitely do better. Anyways, I need a closer look at the face of it. He's got a very simple looking nose on the non-close-ups, so that's what I'm gonna stick to. This is like generic anime nose number 5. Thank you. Made the mouth a bit too crooked and a bit too off, so I'm gonna move it. That's the beauty of using a mechanical pencil. It's not gonna be like super visible, so I get to have redos for my mess-ups. Happy little accidents and whatnot. Basically, that'll be the chin. This gets like moved here. Pretty much the rest of it. Well, I might as well. So, start with the more, probably the most volume heavy thing, which is gonna be the lower face. That's the thing where most things mess up, so let's keep the mess ups out to like very early points, so that I don't feel bad for messing up later. Well, it's not that, I'm just making a joke, but you know what I mean. Anyways, this make the mouth not too prominent. Gonna make sure not to put my mug into the camera. That would be rather stupid of me to do. Because you know, you're here for my drawing, not for my my face for radio and a voice for print. That's a fun phrase to use in that context. Yeah, let's see. Very big round eyes. I can make that work. Move this eye a bit closer. This eye here could be a good anchor point. I'm gonna try to the general arch for it. Okay. I have subsequently failed to make a good arch for the aforementioned eye, but not really, actually. Because I'm still gonna use the outline, the general outline, I mean, to get the rest of the look down. So, I get very self-conscious. Just something that, you know, me having the little drawing challenge that I gave myself last year, up to like, you know, early this year. It was such a breath of fresh air. Since, you know, I generally seem to be rather harsh on myself, which is something that, to a large degree, yeah, it is a decent fail-safe against stagnation, but at the same time, it's, yeah, sometimes I overdo it, so seeing people actually enjoy what I make, seeing me improving sketching, it was definitely nice. Alright, so basically this eye shape. Okay. It almost went bad, but it didn't. Actually, it did, but oh well. I can always fix that later. Okay. I mean, it's not that bad. I just moved the line by like half a millimeter, and I feel bad about it. It'd be how it be. Okay, so for poses, just okay. It's okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I keep getting additional descriptions for it, like the poses and whatnot, that I very much appreciate, but right now I'm trying to focus on nailing this dude's look down. It's a very specific look, so I'm gonna try and do it justice. Honestly, I should have probably started with a... Okay. It's not a bad line to go by. If I freehanded with the pen, I just get way too self-conscious about the outcome, so I can't do much about it afterwards. Let's make the top more round. Okay, this looks much better. Alright, oh yeah. See, I can generally, get back off the ground if I mess up. But, yeah. Sort of kind of primary thing. Is that. And this thing. That. The hair's supposed to be like this, and then there's the headband. Okay. This is the one that's to the front the most. So let's start with this strand, and then just pop one end just because we can. This kind of gives more, I guess, more of a dynamic character to the way hair is there. Man, I fell into the detail trap. It always happens to me when I do hair. But there's also why I like doing like characters with messy hair. Lets me get wild, lets me hide like stray lines, things that I might have fucked up. Besides, there's some characters that can, kind of pull off the general look of I just gotta, yeah. It looks, and on some characters it looks kind of hot. Honorable mention Resin Schneider from Char's Counterattack. I don't care what anybody says that's big Neo Xeon pilots. Yeah, it's big Neon Xeon pilot. Which, yeah, I know that a lot of people prefer Haman. A lot of people prefer whatchamacallit, Charasoon. But about my favorites as well. And I ain't budging. Those are great, but I sure do love me some wrench throwing wench. That died to anti-aircraft fire because, well, Chanagi was aimbotting. But I digress. Let us focus more on me trying to conjure some locks on this ambiguously girly looking guy. If that's a guy, I don't I don't bloody know. Nowhere near knowledgeable enough to keep track of traps. I know that, you know, the one cool dude with a yo-yo got shoved into retcon hell, so we don't have that guy no more. I know that some people still throw bitch fits for some reason around Stolfo, which Stolfo's alright. I mean, yeah, being into him makes you kinda gay, but hey, not like I'd mind. Okay. I have buddies that are into dudes. Nothing really wrong about that. But yeah. Anywho. From this alright. This looks way too much like a hat. I'm sorry. Oh no. Wait. It looks like Naruto from P4 but with a hat. With the way I did the bangs. Which, let's see. I need to consolidate some locks. Fortunately, this is dark hair, so I can hide some things, hide my more egregious mistakes, I guess. I'm not gonna, you know. Make the super special hieroglyphs or whatever that is on that are engraved on onto the headband. Let's make it simple. The standard color, and then make like small arches. So there's a mesh, so that if I decide to color the hair in, which I might, it will look different. So of course the eyes themselves. Oh no, so think this will ink drop forced my hand in regards to like the general eye shape, which is not bad. Not bad, just has to grow on me, probably. Right. You go with the general eyebrows. Bit of a smudge near the nose, but that's fine. Let's make some very gradual coloring, because the eyes are supposed to be a bit different. So let's color in the dark one, which I've just done. Then of course, you do the chin. Make the simple cartoonish little ear. One hook. Second hook. Looks pretty normal. That's nice. And now we just make kind of the silhouette. I want to make this like flatter silhouette, but this one has it like steeper, so I make it a mix of both. And of course, then there's like this strand of hair. Which I can go like this. And continue the rest of the thing. This is where the other locks go. Goes like that, then yeah. And then of course, the little neck. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. I'm gonna, put the little insulation layer around and about. It's gonna be covering up some of my like smaller mistakes. Very useful stuff there. I guess there will definitely be bits of this that I'm gonna warm up to. In retrospect, that's another important part of like drawing. Sometimes when things don't work out the first time, they might, but you gotta look at it later, because otherwise you won't be able to appreciate some things in retrospect. Which, yeah, sometimes you need that distance from the picture to kind of be like, yep, I could have done these lines better, but this is not bad, not bad. Yeah, that's. If you need advice on how to feel good about like you know, your drawing skills. That's how you do it. Like, it's not necessarily like apathy or anything like that. Although those do help, but generally just like, oh yeah, no biggie. That looks good, but could have done better. You know, and through that. All right, this looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, this looks pretty good. What do you think, chat? I think this looks pretty good. True mail. Yeah. Anywho. Now what I'm gonna do is look once again at the space suits. I see. So it's like this very, very big, very stuffy jacket. It's like a space suit. Well, it is a space suit, so what am I yapping about? Of course, it's supposed to be like very, very heavy feeling. I'm not gonna do feet since that's gonna, you know, increase the overhead when it comes to drawing quite heavily. Yeah. Let's see. Well, some sort of ground uniform. Doesn't look half bad, but let's go by this. There's some material in the back. Overall, though, has this one spot. This one's a bit more prominent, and just like this, and that's pretty much your little space suit. So pretty much, yeah, this is the general outline. Yeah. Huh. Okay, it looks very rough, but it is not this is not yet John ReFantasio's final form. Yeah, it's supposed to look rough. That is the rough sketch. That's the thing that you know, you're supposed to work with. So of course it's gonna be a helmet too. Oh, well, that's kind of gonna cause some issues. Right now, if I use the other shoulder, I can, you know, that's a lot more malleable. So let's make that. So I can, you know, 'cause this is kind of the main torso. This here. This kind of thing. There's a sleeve here. That there. I'm supposed to continue here. But oh yeah, nice, nice. I'm glad you like it then. But yeah, that and how would you put it? Helmet on this side. All right. So this way I can, you know, do the helmet on the side. would be, you know, if it's held in the right hand, so that I can cover some stuff up there. It's just gonna be like this. I get this one hefty helmet, so this will actually come in clutch, since that's alright. Kinda like the look of this, although it won't be fully accurate proportion wise, but I feel like if I, although actually not. Actually, I just made the inner line. There you go. That's another good habit to foster. You take a fumble and you turn that into some that's very workable. Yeah, this is workable, absolutely. And, you know, this is where, you know, this thing gets a bit wider. In just a very slight issue. Nothing that would completely botch the drawing itself, though. Which is the key to it. It's like, yeah, I can make that work anyway. Yeah, this looks like a shitty scuba diving one, but if I throw in some more lines, make this a bit more like this. No, don't make that. Okay, this is good enough. Oh, why did I open another pin? That's so silly of me. He holds it like a helmet. Yeah, I know. I just. Much like this, and that means I gotta move the arm. Yeah, probably won't fit into the shot, but that's what I'm kind of doing with the general shape of the spacesuit. If you couldn't tell. Which means, and the side plates are going to be kept for later, because right now I have figured out how to do the overall glass thing. I'm gonna do like this. Like highlight thing and like that. And then of course, you know, this is darker glass, so once again that will absolutely come in handy. Okay, yeah. I reckon that's much better. Like, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much the big helmet thing. I can then, run some mesh-like lines so that, it's darker than the glass, while not having to darken it up too much. And basically just make this thing round. Okay, what's a good way to make it round without... Oh yeah! Kinda like this. Kinda messed up the top, but not really. So I can curve it upwards. It's gonna be like this visible part. Of course, I can like that, or like that, thicken the outside. And anyway, there's your helmet, dude. And basically, this thing has to be there first, so that it kind of looks like it's over that, and then, of course, you go with the shoulder pad, which has a circle on it, and basically the rest of the sleeve, which don't look half bad, honestly. But yeah, pretty much just get the loops. But may I have some loops? Yeah, pretty much. There we go. And we go for the round parts. That, and then of course, can't forget fought too. Which, yeah, I will cover that too. Visualize how one would hold a helmet, probably. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like this, that. So it's gonna be like kind of like this sideways hold. Just gotta figure out how to make the sleeve look kind of contorted. I suppose that's the best way to put it. And of course, who did we forget? We forgot. Well, I didn't forget per se. Just, yeah, leave for later. That's... Alright, so it should be her left hand, which means that further... Yeah. Unless she'd be closer, so let's make that like using this. Too much. And let's see. How do I? Let's see. I'm using my own hand as a reference. That's why I'm doing silly things with it. Yeah. Should be the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and finally the pinky. Of course, the thumb could, here, but yeah, it disappears too. Regardless, though, this is what's like really gonna kind of like a sideways. Looks like a sideways grab, which I'm not too happy about, but yeah, it can work. It can work, certainly. Okay. John Fantasio, the the AUG pilot, right? Now, next up, it's probably gonna be. First, I need to figure out how to place the rest of the hand. Just like. That's left hand. I guess it could be like. No, that's a weird angle. Let's make it so that if I do line it up with kind of like with the shoulder, it's gonna look a bit more natural, even though it's still gonna look freakish. Sorry. Yeah, I am being very hard on myself right now. That's because I can't draw, hands for shit. I've been getting better, but it's still not the best. So, anyways. Gonna be a bend, which I'm gonna cleverly hide. Of course, this is like the separating part, which means I get to be very sneaky about it. Oh, sorry, the thing that's the cap for the pen felt. There we go. Okay, got it back now. Let's see, that's pretty much the shoulder distance. It's gonna be the neck part. Pretty much make the neck part lower. Move that there. Chest button. There we go. And it's gonna be a bit less significant now. Now, of course, we have to account for the fact that I is a woman. And therefore, as a female mammal, boobs. So yeah, we have the general boxy shape that could be used for male figures. Now the key is to keep the silhouette, but also keep, like, reflect that thing anatomically, but also be subtle about it. Remember, this is one of the things that's kind of hard to explain when drawing kind of dorsal region. But basically, the clothes and the layers underneath will, of course, distort of course, the inner shape. But at the same time, you will basically have this like layer. Let's see. Let's use my fist for example. Okay, and this is like the layer of clothing. This is a round part of a bicep. And as the layers go on, it's much less of an angle. That's kind of the trope. That's kind of where the trope in some animes where you have a character that's like super busty but wears super baggy clothes. So people don't see that she's stacked like she's smuggling the bear sweaters apples. It's very helpful about hand drawing. Thanks, mate. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm very far from like being good at drawing hands, but yeah. If my input has helped you, I'm very glad. But yeah, anyways. So what I've made is basically the general curve of it. It's supposed to be subtle and not too into like roundness. Since this is, of course, this is not a tank top, this is a spacesuit, so unless you're packing what Soon does, it ain't gonna be like super visible. Oh. I kind of hate the way I said it, but oh well. Let's see. Yeah, that's far from the new translation, right? Okay. No. This is kind of the hairline, but also I should probably try and account for the fact that it's gonna be like from the side. So kind of that. Maybe like the kind of trying to figure out the general like face shape. That's my least favorite part of drawing characters. The fact that I gotta figure out how to do the general outline of the faces, which yeah. Let me look at it from up close, cause I don't like this. Which means I gotta let's not put the hair into the equation yet. This is where the chin goes. Pretty much here. I'm sorry, I'm just babbling to myself. I can stop anytime, just tell me shit, or just mute me. That's another option, but yeah, just what I wanna, yeah, it's a sharper chin, not too sharp, And yeah, that's where the locks come in to cut up the silhouette. Yeah, that's something I can do with. I can make do with. I just need to somehow. Yeah, well. Anyways, I'm kind of trying to figure out like the general arch for kind of the eyes and nose and whatnot. I reckon I could probably just make a nose like that. Yeah, that's not a bad looking mouth. It's gonna have a pretty mouth, yeah. And alright, from there, kind of ascertained where the nose should be. Could be like here. And of course, the big problem here is gonna be the eye placement, since that's always what gets me. So I'm gonna. This is where the nose is supposed to be. This is where the eyes are supposed to be. So I reckon if I have the top part of the eyes there, yeah, it could work. Just get sorry, to move it closer because I'm not. I'm not moving my mug right onto the table. It would look stupid. I would look stupid. I look stupid as is with my fumbles at drawing, but yeah, basically just the top of the eyelid, and probably just keep it here. But yeah. Looks like she's got very round eyes. Let me see. Yeah. They're round eyes but very rectangle like general. Well, whatchamacallit? The retinas and which one's the I think that's the pupils, yeah. Retinal, that's the bit inside the eyeball. Sorry, she's got very round pupils. Which means, yeah, I can probably do these. It's gonna be like that. Yeah. Okay, chat. Update. I've actually didn't fuck up estimating the distance between the eyes. That's good. 'Cause that's a very common mistake that I do make, which I then have to reiterate on. Oh, miss. Does that move the nose a bit? Yeah, it kind of does, but not by much. Is there a good shot of her nose? Nose shape. It's basically a dot or a curve. The curve does go like very not too sharp. So might as well try and freehand it, but let's not try and go for like two very subtle shapes. Oh yeah, it is perfect, chat. At least for what I'm trying to do. And basically, this is like this is where the hair is gonna be. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it, chat. Of course, there's the small bits that are supposed to be like the rank insignias, but Whatever. Well, let us run with the initial shape so that I can, Alright. I think I can replicate this haircut. It's dark. Also the eyes. Either not bad, although I should probably put these there. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get a feel for how the general pupil size is gonna be. I mean, not the thing around the pupil. Dang it! Sorry, pulling all blanks on anatomic terms today. Sorry, it's not. I don't know why. Because it is generally my strong suit. Even though I was not, it's not the language I was born with, so it's quite impressive that I've been able to attain and retain relative fluency, but I digress. Okay, that's a Fumo stare. Oh no. Oh. Fortunately, it's not that bad, but I get I'm gonna go for a good close-up. See whether I can... Oh yeah. I'm gonna move it a bit closer to me. So I can... Oh yeah. It's like full-sized eyes. No need to... If I make hard edges for the eyes, it's gonna put a lot of things to whack. Yeah. That's why I really like working with very, very soft edges. Since when you're using pen, it is very, very non-committal. So if you do mess up, it's not the end of the world. So yeah. Anywho, it's okay. Yeah, it is very much okay. And let's see. Yeah. Pretty much the key to this one is not to overdo it with the legally distinct Fumo stare. Basically. I gotta colorize this. And for that I need to myself a bit closer. So I'm trying to make this pop, so that reason I've moved the paper a bit too close to me. But as you can see, here are the fruits of my efforts. Although that kind of looks more like him now, without the haircut. But yeah. Basically, that's what I did. Could also make like this very slight line. Bevel nose, yeah. Now let's start with the hard lines. And it's just, yeah. raise my pulse a bit, since, yeah. Yeah, the general, like, I guess apex of the curve should be, like, somewhere here, so. This is kind of the spot. The spot TM. But, yeah, let's start on the hairline. So. Let's get some that's, like, very up close and personal. It appears that, like, her hair isn't too hard to do, it's just kind of a tricky one to pull off without it, like, looking tacked on. But, yeah. Just... Oh, yeah, eyebrows. I damn near forgot. Eyebrows and, of course, the little eyelashes. Not too hard, but, you know, to a degree that they're there. Finish the X stage involving the F91 in advance. That's really cute. That's really cool. Also, yeah. There you go. As stated. Subtle, but visible. Sometimes you get to get away with, like, the more subtle. Sometimes you get to get away with more stylized. Right now, I'm trying to go for a mix of both, I suppose. Right now, this is kind of where the cheekbone goes, which means this should be like that. After which, you know, make the chin sharp. Generally sharp, but not too sharp. You're not supposed to, you know, you're not, you know, the Romanian Vlad guy. You're not supposed to, like, impale Turks with it. I mean, the Ottomans, whatever, with it. But it's supposed to, you know, look sleek, so. I reckon this is not bad, not bad. Let's see. It's a bit front loaded. It's interesting. Okay, this is looking wacky already. Because I accidentally overcommitted to the front. That reminds me, I wish Mono Gundam gets a free /HD remake. I'm not gonna lie, it to be kinda nice. I mean, you know what? Actually, I'd like it to be an OVA, in fact. Like, we get a taste of it with the whatchamacallit, with the pre-order exclusive disc thing, which, I mean, it's in very, like, crunchy definition, like, you know, video quality, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Also, yeah, what I meant to point at and kind of giggle is that I made, you know, the outline for the hair, you know, bulge forward a bit too much, and it kind of started looking like, you know, Josuke Higashikata's hair in Diamond Does Not Crash. And again, you know, you could make the joke that, you know, well, Fa is, after all, in the Super Robot Wars games, she does pilot the machine that fixes things, so. There you go. Crazy Diamond. Honestly, it doesn't look half bad. Yeah, I've free-handed the thing. I just need to solidify the general outline a bit more. This is kind of where you get those locks, and they look pretty cute. They look decently cute. Let's see. Also, where get another strand of her hair, and how many does she have? 1, 2, 3. And just 3 in the middle. So small substrand, and then there's like these, which are there a bit more, I guess, aggressively. That's the best way to put it. They do shape more of the general silhouette. The general silhouette Gundam. Said the John Silhouette Gundam in the hit series Mobile Suit Gundam F91 Silhouette Formula. I mean, it's probably got those words in a somewhat different order, but still. Speaking of, that should be on GBL2, shouldn't it? Although on the note of GBL2, Crossbone is finally on PC. And guess what I saved all my tokens for? Don't really play the game much, but had to have the Crumbus Bone. Bone. I do have the Crossbone in real grade already, and one of these days I should probably try and see if I can track down the let's have it like this. I'm currently doing this from freehand, which is yielding mixed results. Like, for one, I'm kind of happy with how this went out, but this needs a bit more volume for it to be far. Okay, and alright, and this one. That's a weird, like, lighting model. I'm gonna try and not use it. So I'm gonna, you know, go with very light lines. I'm gonna pack them like very close to one another. And then I'm gonna mesh color it. So I tried, you know, doing hard shadows, didn't work. There you go. Still needs a bit more volume. But honestly, it's fun to see two mono Gundams wrestling each other. Well, then, you know, if you were running it in an OVA format, you know, it would probably, you know, cut down on some of the production costs, since, you know, you do have some assets already, which, yeah, you can reuse that. You can, you have a lot more control in terms of like shaders and such. Cause like if you're shooting for something that looks good, you might as well, you know, make the movie. And that's my 2 cents on it. Like honestly, one thing that I think, you know, a lot of people that, you know, enjoy Gundam would like appreciate would be if Bandai did something along the lines of like, you know how there's the like secret level thing, and before that, Love, Death, and Robots. How it just it was like this anthology of like short little movies, which of course, you know, since they were short, that makes the production less of a commitment. As such, you have a combination of 2 very useful factors. First, the fact that you have to maximize your minutes, and second being that, you know, you're not doing too much, so you can absolutely like do short things. Like I think like cross dimensions would be ideal for that. Yeah, basically, was there no ink? Oh, there it is. But yeah, there's your wait. Give me a second. I'm gonna adjust the camera just enough so that it can focus on it. Hey, John Webcam, I would like you to focus. Okay, let me restart the table cam. Oh, there you go. Have a closer look. See? Looks good. Looks pretty solid. Oh yeah, I need to make the top, you know, stand out less. Tried doing flat, doing like the flatter shadows didn't really work. So, I mean, might as well, you know, might as well darken the hair as a whole. I mean, it is Faz hair. She's like, her hair isn't like you know, ebony brown or like hazelnut. She just, you know, she's got very inky locks. So yeah, there it is. I'm gonna snap a picture of it after I'm done. So don't you worry, you're gonna get it in decent quality. But yeah, next up should be the remaining 2 requests, I think. Let me grab the the ice bee for scale, so that I can work with my paint window. There we go. Even that is gonna push here, and as such, that should be done. Okay. Now, next should be either Irene from Desert Rose or what's up, Josh Lightning, yeah. Hi. Hey there. Can you draw my profile picture, please? Alright, I'll try. Give me a second. That's a... Okay, that's gonna be an image in new tab. Gonna upsize it. Okay, so that's a raindrop that's on fire, but also has stars around it. Okay, I can try. I'm sorry for probably fumbling what it's supposed to be. It's just very very hard to discern what it is. So basically, start with the raindrop, and make like very big lines for the eyes, just to look livid. It's supposed to be like, yeah, this. Okay, so let's see. All right, I can do the silly looking raindrop thing. So make the one look nice. Of course, make these, and of course, you know. I mean, it's small, so hence I moved it up the list. Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey guys, supposed to have like these black outlines. Okay, these are like little eye bags. I think I made that, okay, that looks about right. Then there's, like, of course, the sharp part, which has, it looks like a maple leaf. I'm bad at doing maple leaves, so ain't gonna see me drawing the Canadian flag anytime soon, for that reason alone. And again, it's not a real country, so it's not like I would have to bother myself with that. But yeah, there's the lightning thing. There's the little stars. It looks rather unique, Mr. Josh Lightning. That's very weird. Okay, but there you go. gonna finish adding the 5-point stars. Star kind of looks like the axis, but yeah. There you go, mister. Let me see. You're probably gonna have to, you know, find a way to get it either screenshotted, or I'm gonna post these in the community tab if I don't forget to. So yeah, if you want this one in good quality, I'm gonna snap a picture of it. But yeah, done. Alright, that should leave the VTuber mix or something funny like Goldship and Char's. Okay, what Char's uniform should I go for though? But yeah, there's your little, you know, raindrop. Looks pretty neat, although I'm not sure what it's like meant to look like. It's got a lot of things going on there. Wait, it has another line. Give me a second. There you go. But after that, yeah, there's Irene Sanders, which I could. Interesting. That's the name of it. This one's so. Let's see. I'm gonna try and find a good picture of Irene Sanders from Desert Rose. Hide all the shitty AI generated ones. Make one that's like looking smug. I like that one. So. It's probably just gonna be the face. Because it's gonna funny look, but I don't wanna, you know, draw too much of the like uniform detail. But yeah, it's bound to be like that's the beret, right? Gonna go like by hand, so that's pretty much it. Then I go with the rest. But yeah, hopefully you like the illustration, Josh Lightning. Josh Lightning, sorry. Rest assured, I will absolutely snap a picture of these, and you know, you will have your little profile picture thingamajig in the bunch. But yeah, now to draw the Red Desert Rose character. She can't like damn that emblem on the beret kind of looks like a lion trying to dry hump a ladder, which is weird. But you know, then again, most emblems look weird, so at least the ones that I have had the pleasure of seeing. there's this thing, either chest drawer or a ladder. Then there's the snake thing with leg, tail, hand. Okay, now I'm gonna try and use ink to use ink to make it look somewhat presentable. So, small little ball on this thing, whether it's a lion or a squirrel, I do not know. Yeah, that. Then there's gonna be the silly letter thing. It's gonna holding that. It's got 3 tabs. I will keep that in mind. There you go. That's the general emblem. This is like kind of the outline. I think that starting from the head is not the worst idea, since the outline of this character is mostly defined by how wonky her hair looks. I'm gonna show you what I found as a reference, so you're not, gawking at the little snow pea forever. So this is what I'm using as a reference. Let me get this cropped and stretched. That should work. Yeah, this character from the OVA. Yeah, it looks very silly with the positioning of the. Yeah, that's left hand. But I digress. Let's make haste and make good art. Now, this one was requested by Dimos. He's gonna be a happy camper. And all right. So. Thing about this one is that the hair is very floofy. Like, it looks like someone tried making multiple Kaiser rolls and they just started clipping into one another, which is funny, but yeah, well. Let's see. Kind of looks like the buoyant part of the RHIB, rigid hulled inflatable boat. But I digress. Let us continue. So this goes down like a slope. Ends up being one of them locks. This here is basically where the face starts from, and it ends here. So. Surprisingly not too big, I say, as this quick line immediately reminds me of the fact that it's got a fair amount of size regardless, and these will converge like here. Problem is that the locks have gotten into the way, so it should be like that. Anyways, that's this. Alright. I was kind of looking forward to this one, not because others were any less cooler, because hell, I really enjoyed myself doing the ISP, doing John Fantasio and Fayuri and Josh Lightning's logo, but I always love an excuse to draw characters with very floofy hair. It just, I don't know. Maybe it tickles the funny neuron, who knows? What I do know is that this is the curl I'm gonna start with. Which is something that could be said both in the gym, at the hairdresser, and even, you know, at, whatchamacallit, yeah, even when drawing. What a world. What a word. Fortunately, if my line is off, I can always disguise it, since yeah, that's the beauty of drawing characters with very curly hair. If a line is off, no, it isn't. There you go. Anyways, these should be like that. Kind of looks like the little crest on the chicken little, but like right now, but that's probably because I ain't in the zone yet. And again, it should be about time for me to get into that zone, if that's the case. Alright, let's see. Alright, yeah. Immediately go with an eyebrow. Free-handed, because fuck it, we ball. Then, yeah. Of course, this is the spot where I try to keep it at the right altitude. Well, you know, being able to finish the rest of the eyelid. This one's got very funny eyes. They're gonna be very fun to draw. Very cartoony. It's like little lentils. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good looking eye. It's one nifty looking eye. Alright, let's try go for that. Not a bad nose. Let's try and oh yeah, let's not forget the freckles. So that's the much needed part. I can't have Irene without freckles. There would be heresy. Now, okay, make it a round one, And from there it goes, it goes. From there it goes into like this. A round one, and it turns into these like little slices. They kind of look like pieces of an orange, which is funny. Yeah. Basically, take these vague orange pieces, and also this little outline here. An outline like a little strand of hair. It's gonna have the other one, pretty much. Okay. And of course, freehand the other piece of eyebrow. Not the worst job I did. And let's get. It should still be like pretty short, pretty shallow. Only getting round the tail end of it. Of course, I'm gonna keep this one round too. Okay, and don't look half bad. It's not symmetrical, but that was not the goal. So pretty glad with how it turned out. This one's gonna be a bit tricky since I'm trying to make this like very whimsical grin. Very we're like, yeah, we're about to throw a grenade into the room. Kind of grin. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Would you look at how smug she is. Oh, what a beauty. Yeah, this is gonna be very fun to draw. That's one, two. Those freckles, and then a bunch on the nose. It's not the worst looking ones either. Let me just. And there's this one. Should be the ear. Which, yeah. It's gonna have some. Yeah. That kind of a shape. And make this like small. It looks like a small like medicine tray. But overall, not bad. Not bad. Let us just continue forth. This means I can make this thing a lot sharper. Hell yeah! Oh yeah, that's a very nice looking smug grin. Let's just get one there. I can probably like do most of the color, but not gonna overdo it since I want to try and do Kanto's tank too, since I didn't get around to it last time, so might as well make up for it. Let's see. It's bound to be like, yeah. Okay, and this one's just strand. Okay. It don't. Not the worst. Just wanted a slightly better curve for that one. It is perfectly fine since it will not interfere with the other hair, which was my main concern. Man, that's a lot of hair. Okay, so let's like that. This one should be like so another strand, and this one should take, yeah, these little curls. Should be probably up to this, so make a bunch more. Like this main one. Of course, another one. Alright, I think I just haven't, like, made these... These logs don't have as much presence, so not a fan of that, but, oh. Okay, I kind of saved it. The other thing is, how the rest of this is gonna come out, since this is gonna be like, it's like sickle shape. Another line. Another shape. Really looking like pieces of an orange or a lemon. But I'm a sucker for sour stuff, so lemon. Lemon. Here we go. It's probably not as visible, so I'm gonna give you a close-up chat. Don't worry. There you go. So, just gonna make it very like this is gonna. This has to be very light, so. Not just in tone, but in the way it conveys its volume. And right here we are going to make use of the color of the uniform, which I'm gonna partially draw. And Irene Sanders Pizuri would surely be interested. Sure is awkward. Yeah, I reckon. I mean, there's definitely There's definitely stuff in that region, so yeah, I reckon probably. 'Cause that sure is a lot of cleavage. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a. There's gonna be more of a portrait shot, less of a. Less of a full-on drawing of her, since I still have some stuff pending, especially the gold ship. Somebody wanted to either some like tuber related or of course the world famous Japanese racehorse gold ship. So yeah, there she is. I'm gonna slightly darken the cap, and well, it's not really a cap. It's more of a gray, but you get what I mean. I will also this one also has these like little shadow zones, which I'm gonna try and replicate. I'm gonna mostly just start with very like sporadic lines. Which are gonna get lighter as I approach the edge. And now make a bit of a shade to this part, like this, pretty much like this. Yeah. Not happy with how the shadow came out. Let me try that again. Shadow is a bit too rough, so. Oh. Okay, this looks much better. Which brings us to either the tank or the Gorudoshipu. Let's see. All right, it's set to all this stuff. So I'm gonna find the horse. I'm certainly gonna be disappointing some. We're looking up silly horses, but yeah. It's a video shit post. That's bound to be I do have a PNG of Gorudoshipu, since I did make stuff around that. Just gotta be. Man, where the hell did I put that? That's gonna be a pain to find, but okay. How about just going to? I do have it in my local file show. So it shouldn't be that much of a problem, but the fact remains that I fumbled. Didn't find nothing. So gonna make like the silly looking good Shipu. So there you go, silly looking good Shipu. Oh, wait, gonna have to get the zoom out and optimize this thing. And then oh, yeah, this one's done. Done. Okay, so either gold ship or some tuber related man. I don't know. I mean, do I really want to draw a Pekora themed Big Zam? That's the question. Yeah, I'm gonna find a suitable picture of Quattro Bagina. Just in case I'm gonna turn the safe search on because, man, we certainly do not wish to see any Quattracy, if you get what I mean. And let's see. Oh yeah. Yes, please. Okay, let's do Shard his silliest. I mean, the not Quattro Bagina. He is certainly not a Char. I have I have come to neigh at you, trainer. Oh man. That's gonna be such a silly thing. Okay, let's look at the horse. I'm gonna lose my mind drawing that silly looking horse with Quattro's get up. Because I mean, generic Char stuff has probably been done. So let's make it flashy. Alright, so let's start with the glasses, probably. Just need a good picture of them. Oh yeah, that's like proper snowboard glasses. All he's missing is a helmet. This like kind of reminds me of the mask Char had. Like he just swapped the thing he was wearing, but he literally kept the same shape. I mean, the same general outline. Well, let's see. That could work. Let's see. That would Okay, so the thing I'm working with is pretty much a full head of hair, but very wacky looking hair. Of course, it's a horse, so can't be any less wacky. Especially since it's a wacky horse. So a wacky horse is gonna be wacky. Although right now it kind of looks like a drawing of a worm that that's trying to cosplay Hulk Hogan. Not kidding, by the way, if you look at it up close. But yeah, I'm gonna mold that into the shape of not Char. I mean, it's only natural for the gold ship to have the gold mobile suits. The gold mobile suit. I mean, gotcha. What was that? Orange Soka, yeah. I am attempting to draw gold ship from Uma Musume as Quattro Bagina of the Aeug, because a buddy of mine was like, do it, do it, do it. You have the power to draw. Draw a Char, draw the gold ship in a Char outfit. Peak idea. I know. I know. Man was a fucking genius for that. Alright, let's see. A generally good nose placement. Well, it's a nose line rather than a nose, but still. Unfortunately, I'm going to need a piece of paper to start ink out, because this is maybe a bit infuriating about, you know, ballpoint pens. Especially the cheaper ones. Okay, but yeah, we have the little smile. Yes, this, you know, gold ship's a little prankster. Although, you know, it's the type of pranks that leave a bounty count, and the horse simply has enough plausible deniability at any rate, so the trail went cold. Just need to, well, with some good, oh yeah, that's a good, like, light reflection. So yeah, that's where the headphones are gonna be in, so gonna be getting a bunch of shortcuts when it comes to drawing like big ass aviators. Oh, dang it. Okay. I think I accidentally gave a very hard edge to that reflection, but it doesn't look half bad. I just need to make the other outlines more consistent. It's not her headphones, it's her limiters. She's like a blue disc. Oh, that's good to know. I mean, it obviously can't be her headphones since her ears are up there, so that makes sense, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's see. Such a silly little fizz. Can I get the AUG logo in there? That's the question. Do I get to get away with that? But problem is I ought to actually no, I have a better idea. I have a much better idea for what to do. Because You know, this is gold ship we're talking about, you know. So of course, what gold ship would want on the hat would be the coolest Yakushiki symbol. Fuck it, let's make her hat a Hyakushiki. I don't mean like draw a full-on Hyakushiki as a hat. I mean, oh, also, yeah, get the ears there. That's just the inner part of the ear. It's much bigger ears, since you know it's a horse. It has to it's probably listen to silly things. So, but otherwise, you know, it has to have big ears. Otherwise, the devil on the gold ship's shoulder couldn't, you know, give it prank suggestions. So, I don't know. I'd like to think that even animals have this little cartoony thingamajigs, where like one part of the conscience shows up on one shoulder, the other one on the other, and they bicker. Okay. There's like these little things denoting rank, which I'm just gonna simplify. So yeah, this is to be Gordo Ship of the Egg. Give me a second, gonna turn up the lights. Oh yeah. Give me a second. Alright, that's much better lighting. It's less natural, but still. Lighting is lighting. Now I guess the kanji for Hyaku. Okay, what the f... Alright, chat, what the fuck happened to the bitrate? Man. Okay. We are, back on track, fortunately. Yeah, there I thought, you know, oh no, red square. We're in green square again. Now, the only thing that you've missed would be me yapping about how to make the kanji 400 look on Gordo Shippu's hat. So yeah, it's Gold Ship controlling your PC. See? There, you just jinxed it. My PC is now going to spontaneously combust. It's your fault. Okay, I'm blaming chat. I'm blaming Gold Ship, blaming chat. I'm gonna get explodified by this. This so fucking smug horse. Oh, that's... I'd rather not tempt fate. Let's see. Not really happy with how that year turned out, so let me just... Okay, that's a much more natural looking ear, but... what to do with the tip? Well, I suppose I can just do this. And then just do the rest of the year like that. It's supposed to be a silly year, because this is a silly horse. Okay. Okay, what the... I don't know what's wrong with my PC, but that horse is cursed. That horse is fucking cursed, man. Yeah, you got me superstitious now. Alright, it's fine. I will no longer take Gordoshippus name in vain. Holy shit. It happened twice. That's the wild thing. Okay. And they said the network maintenance would just be yesterday, so... Holy shit. Can't believe it. Up till now, nothing. No issue. The horse just shows up and does the little flying kick. And stream just dies for a couple of seconds. That is very silly. But very much in character. Bit technical issues for me, or you know, hijinks for old gold ship. You gotta be fucking squidding me. Happened again. Man, I just hear a beep and it's like, oh no. I don't know why though. It don't make no sense. It just dies left and right. Alright, let's see. Just needs to make the well, mean looking Ayug shirt. Alright, Ayug thing. Okay. Just resize the dang thing. Restore the size, and yeah, just... Here we go, my bitrate is back for now. I don't know what's happening. Chat, I am scared. Why? Why must that happen? Why at the time of the stream? Yeah, oh well, you know. The tech do be finicky. What can I say? Right. It's not like I can do much about it, so I just laugh in the face of my helplessness. You know, the louder I laugh, the quieter the tech issues are. So we're gonna take that on stride. How about that, chat? Okay, so shirt and me see, how does the rest of the, you know, okay, so yeah, it's just supposed to, converge in there, kind of like that. This is gonna be like, it's one big, thing. That. This is a sleeveless thing. Holy shit, it's gold chip, yes! It is actually gold chip. In Char's outfit, actually. And with a shiny, shiny golden hat. After this draw. Draw Char soon with her cleavage out, so that the gold chip curse is averted. Okay, that made me laugh. That's funny. Now, Char soon does have nice titties, that's for sure, but yeah, but not on stream. I don't want to attempt the TOS. But yeah, I'm gonna finalize Char's outfit, which should be fairly straightforward. Just this, and just do that and that. Let's make the yes, up Pompey. Yeah, I'm drawing. I drew gold ship like this, and I've had the stream die on multiple occasions, which is weird. But yeah, let's see. And probably in private, I suppose. Yeah. If so, I will have to get to it if I do have the time. If not, just bug me about and I can, definitely try and draw Charsoon with her titties out, although still gotta get better at drawing Charsoon's face. The last time it was nice. It looked kind of sultry, but not completely there. But yeah, right now I'm gonna have to try and draw a tank for one Kanto, because the man's been waiting for that one. There's this big fat. Heyo, Onerb. Human's cake. Just be glad I didn't pick Agnes Tachyon. Her design looks hard to draw. I mean, I like Agnes Tachyon, like the way she looks. I drew characters with like very floofy or messy hair before. That would unironically be fun to doodle. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get this tank depicted. Alright, what are we looking at here? Just gonna set it as done, which leaves the which lives the old Chinese tank. Yo. Which was requested by Kanto. Yeah. Problem is, I don't have much experience in drawing tanks, so I reckon, I'm gonna go with, the turret. Pretty much, more of a slope for this one. Why not? It's gonna look generic as fuck, because I'll mostly draw generic cartoon tanks as opposed to like, any replicas of the real thing. Most Dumas are hard to draw, to be fair. I mean, nope. So far, like the gold ship was a breeze, although, I thankfully skipped out of drawing her default outfit. Well, yeah, I mean, I already drew like a bunch of Nikkei characters before, so like Agnes Tachyon would be nothing, wouldn't be, anything to sweat too much about. But I am not going to tempt fate. For anyone who asks for, it's like, oh yeah, draw Agnes, making her a little yandere stare. That'd be funny. But yeah, but this is not optimal at this moment, because what are those? Is that a hatch, or there's two hatches. Okay. Then again, those could be boils. Appears to be like this Type 59 medium tank looks like a one of those Russian models, but from Temu. So, I mean, it's a Chinese gun, so the tank. So of course, it's like looking at Type 95. And being like, oh yeah, this looks like an assault rifle that's probably a knockoff of some, and it more than likely is. That is how People's Republic of China seems to operate. Now, I am sorry, a little Dishoka machine gun. That's the gun that I'm drawing. I'm gonna have to do it dirty, since that's not like clash too much with the complexity of the tank itself. But I'm still gonna give it honest effort. Dude just asked for a tank, like a full-on tank. It had this like thing. It has cooling fins on the barrel. It has a heavy barrel, because basically this is just M2 but made by Ruskies. It was pre-fucking metal in Rambo 4. But yeah, just make it like that. Then just slap the other hatch that was supposed to be next to it, like here. This one's supposed to have the secondary thing. And finish shaping the rest of the turret. It's supposed to be like this. Oh, what was that? Some lines just went up and down, and I was like, okay, wait, what? Why do I hear boss music? Right? Anyways. If I make the turret thing nice and round. I will have enough space to add all this like silly tacked on things that tanks have for some reason. Well, dude asked for a tank, so I'm delivering a tank. Most assault rifles nowadays are knockoffs of each other. I mean, it depends. Like, if you look at ACR and if you look at M4, sure, but you know, the G36 seems original enough. The F2002, the I was about to say the Howatop 89. That's the JSDF's current like rifle, but then I was like, oh yeah, they replaced it because you know they like Japan apparently at one point were like, yeah, we want the new assault rifle. What are we gonna do? We're gonna ask all these companies to show us this. You know, let's see if see whether they'd be interested in some contract. They were like, yeah, sure. Look at our guns. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Aren't they? And of course, the JSDF went like, yeah, nah. I don't know. Fuck it. We'll make some at our home at home. So, yeah, we do have. Well, we do have. Oh, we do have a new gun. I don't mean like we as in royal we. I mean like we as in like colloquial we. World. World has new gun. New gun. Parentheses. Japan. Parentheses, which doesn't suck. You know, this is not. This ain't the days of Nambu Type 94s no more. Actually, no, there's stuff, which is nice. But yeah, let's see. There it is. Has just the rest of the tank body. There you go. Just make it round. Curved little steel plate with like little hitches and such. Certainly an interesting piece of machinery, this one. Interesting piece of bootleg machinery, I mean. Speaking of bootlegs, like, the third-party, model kit market seems to be exploding for some reason. And again, you know, maybe Bandai's been caught, lacking on model reprints and people are desperate, but fuck. I've seen so many just bootlegs. Some of them, like, look alright, some of them don't. But yeah, there's a bunch. Otherwise, no. As I was saying before, before I got bonked by the OBS again. Except the French. French copy no one and no one copies the French. Yeah, that's because the French are way too silly to be copied. Like, they have a FAMAS, which is a rifle that shoots, well, whose standard magazine is a 20 rounder. If you count +1 in the chamber, that's 21 rounds. But the funny thing is, it actually uses actually, you know, shoots in 3 round bursts. So yeah, that's a rather silly thing considering that. Yeah, the mag capacity ain't, you know, can't be divided by 3. It ain't a multiple of 3. Alright, let's see. Let's just stack on those tank wheels, which are also gonna be like barely visible since, well, it is a tank after all, so it has treads. And it treads wherever it pleases. But yeah, as I was saying, like that's kind of a shared problem, both with Bandai and the third-party kit makers, is that they only touch the popular stuff. So, you know, so far there's been no like third-party master grade Gigan kits. I want that. You know, I want an MG Act Zaku. I don't know, some conversion for the Zaku cannon. Don't make it interesting. Don't make just millions of Sananju's strike freedoms and so on. 'Cause I think that's lame. My type of stuff ain't exactly popular, so. But yeah, there you go. I did 3 round bursts came and went out of fashion. I think they're still in fashion. Yeah, there's your ZT-59 medium tank. And it's pretty much most of the 2-draw list up to this date. Correct? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Alright, anywho. Anybody else in the chat want me to draw some? Complaints I heard. One shot nowadays is the norm. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, yeah, there's more practicality and, you know, having you control the birds, not, you know, having the weapon do that, but yeah, I understand. Like, then again, there's a bunch of platforms that still run 3 round bursts, so I don't know. Anywho, let's see if I can, you know, add some more touches to the gold ship's fabulous AU get up. Probably just these small, like, small slender tags. It's probably pockets, but they're not really shown to be pockets, so it's weird. Also, yeah, just add some of that. There we go. Okay. I want to see try and draw a gun Siska they had. Actually, I did. It looked bad. I mean, it didn't look half bad. It just looked a bit off. Let me find it. Cause this is my little doodle book. Look, there's the Hymo Gilgoog, the Gways, a whole bunch of stuff is there. So let me find the Siska Day actually. Should be like October or some. Maybe before that. You know, back when I had enough time to draw a lot of weird looking shit, which I promptly use for drawing a whole lot of weird looking shit. There you go, unintentional, well, an intentional Metal Gear Rising reference with Johnny Raiden doing the Raiden thing and parrying the big cannon of the Full Armor Gundam. Venom! But yeah, Siskade. I'll find you, Siskade. Oh yeah, there it is. This is how the last attempt went. That's the Siskade. Among other silly and funny things that I drew, like this this Gundam doing the Shikanoko Noko Noko Koistan thing. Yeah, I did draw one. And I do draw. Let me just minimize the paint. But yeah, any other ones? Because I really don't want to redo this Siskade. It would be kind of challenging. I'd like to do some rather simple. Let's see. I mean, all these look pretty good though. In all fairness, I don't dislike the leaf on the Ice P as much. Yeah, I mean on the Snow P as much. You could do a small Siskade though, if you want, but it's the LRX-077 Siskade. Of course, its silly little head is very very atypical for a Gundam. Yeah, yeah, it's. I know it's a rather fine enough for me. That's good. That's nice to hear. All right. Let me see. More in the list, in the old list that I wanted to do. I did the Snoopy, I did the Claymore Roomba, I did the Halo 3 Elite last time. Very fun, so not gonna lie, yeah. I think I'm gonna call it before another network cutoff takes me out, but yeah, I've had a lots of fun too. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Appreciate you all tuning in. And more than likely, I will see you later when the upcoming stream hiatus ends. Cause yeah, thing is, still yeah, the school time thing. Well, the uni timetable is still very fucky. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Yeah, later. Surely